I'm one of those people that believe that God has that someone special for you, and then He maneuvers all the pieces so that you can meet them. Well, you already know some of my testimony. You've listened to some of the other videos on how I was always running after girls. But once I got saved, God put holiness in my heart, and I wanted to live a holy life. And when I got to Bible college, I remember my spiritual dad telling me, Mike Elias, he said, "Now, when you go to Bible college, you're going to find your wife." And so, like the day I got there, I just had my eyes wide open. I go, "Which one is my wife?" And she was actually there, but I didn't meet her for probably about a half a year. Julie Gleason came from Arizona, and she was there because a friend had invited her to go up there for a semester. I worked cafeteria, and one day I saw Julie walking through the line, 18 years old. I mean, stunningly beautiful. And I had my eyes on her from the very beginning. And on Wednesday nights, we would always, at our Bible school, have a hamburger, French fry, and Jell-O supper. They called it candlelight dinner. Yeah, they just put like little candles out, and we had that kind of food. But it was special because it was a time where we could invite somebody special, and it would be like a date, and it wouldn't cost us anything. And so I got my nerve up, and that's not even true, because I didn't really need to get my nerve up, man, because I was going to go after her. And I said, "Hey, Julie, I'm Jacob, and I don't know what you're doing Wednesday night, but would you like to go to candlelight dinner with me?" And she says, "No, I'm sorry, I can't. I'm going with somebody else." I said, "Oh, okay." Next week, I said, "Hey, Julie, would you like to go to candlelight dinner with me?" She says, "Oh, I'm sorry. No, I can't because I'm working." Oh, okay. And so the following Tuesday, I had a dream. Now, this is honest truth, right? All truth is honest. So this is the truth. I had a dream that Julie had invited me to go to the candlelight dinner. So the next day, I went to her and I said, "Hey, Julie, tonight's candlelight dinner, you wouldn't believe it, but I dreamt that you invited me to go to the candlelight dinner." She goes, "Oh, that's nice." And she left. Later on that day, I saw her again. I said, "Hey, Julie, you wouldn't believe it, but I had a dream about you last night, and you invited me to the candlelight dinner." And she says, "Would you like to go to the candlelight dinner with me?" And I said, "I'd love to." And that's how we met. So we met, and we fell in love. It was during that time that I went to Europe, got my call to Spain. And I knew in January of 1983 that I was going to marry Julie. And I needed just a word from God. And I remember the day that God came to my heart and just showed me beyond a shadow of a doubt that Julie was going to be my wife. And I knew that I knew. For me, that was important to have that assurance, that faith that Julie was the one for me. And I knew that Julie was going to be my wife. And so I remember preparing in the chapel a little room where I was going to propose to her. And that evening, now I was nervous. I had called her dad, Tom, and I asked permission for her hand in marriage. He gave me his blessing. And that night, I said, "Hey, Julie, would you come over to the chapel a little bit?" There was a little choir room in the back. I had everything prepared, a little candle, a rose. And I got down on my knees and I held up the rose and I said, "Julie, this is the moment I've been waiting for all my life. Would you marry me?" And she said, "I will." And we embraced, and 5 months later, we were married on June 11th, 1983. And I remember, it's kind of funny, but I was the class clown, and Julie was the 4.0 valedictorian, smartest girl in the class. She even spoke at graduation. I didn't speak at graduation, but she did. And I remember, some of the professors saying, "Poor Julie, she just threw her life away." Well, she was taking a big risk at marrying me, but God had already started His wonderful work in my life, and thank the Lord, Julie did not throw her life away, and we had a beautiful, beautiful marriage. 35 years of just absolutely amazing marriage, and that's how I met my dear wife, Julie.